One of the biggest mistakes people make with toxic individuals is believing that more communication will solve the problem. But toxic relationships rarely survive because of misunderstandings. They survive because one person keeps showing up with full energy and the other keeps draining it a little more every time. So here are 7 quiet shifts mentally strong people make that change everything. First, they don't ignore their discomfort. That tightening in your chest before a phone call, that dread before walking into a room, most people explain it away. I'm probably overreacting. But your body often understands a relationship before your mind admits the truth. Ignoring that signal doesn't make you strong, it just makes the damage quieter. Second, they trust patterns more than promises. Toxic people are convincing in the moment. The apology feels real. The promise to change feels sincere, so the cycle resets. But mentally strong people stop asking, "Do I believe what they're saying?" and start asking, "Does it match what they consistently do?" Words are designed to be believed. Behavior, repeated over time, reveals what words are hiding. Third, they stop over-explaining themselves. At first, you defend your feelings, justify your boundaries as if enough explanation will finally make them understand. But the real problem goes deeper. Some people don't misunderstand your pain, they simply don't prioritize it. Once you see that clearly, you stop performing your emotions for an audience that was never listening. Fourth, and this one is harder to admit, they don't confuse empathy with self-sacrifice. Empathy means understanding someone's wounds. Self-sacrifice means slowly disappearing to accommodate them. Understanding someone's pain was never supposed to mean reopening your own over and over just to make room for theirs. Fifth, they refuse to become emotionally reactive. Toxic dynamics run on one fuel, your reaction. Mentally strong people learn to respond instead of react, calm, brief, unshaken. And here's what surprises most people. Toxic behavior often escalates the moment someone stops reacting the way they used to, because the predictability it relied on is gone. Staying calm isn't coldness. It's refusing to hand someone the exact reaction they were fishing for. Sixth, rarely discussed, they protect access to their inner world. Not everyone who asks a question deserves a real answer. Not everyone who shows interest deserves your fears, your private plans. You can be kind to someone and still keep your inner world closed. That isn't cold. It's the emotional equivalent of locking your front door, not because you hate your neighbors, but because not everyone needs a key. And seventh, the one that takes longest to reach. They walk away before resentment destroys them. A toxic relationship rarely collapses from one explosion. It collapses from thousands of tiny leaks, small disrespects, quietly draining your energy until there's nothing left to give. Mentally strong people leave before that emptiness turns into bitterness, not out of anger, out of self-preservation. And here's what surprises almost everyone once they get there. Walking away doesn't feel like winning. It feels like exhaling after holding your breath for years. Protecting your peace was never selfish. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your time, your attention, your soul. Because the strongest people were never the ones who won every argument. They were the ones who finally understood which battles no longer deserved their soul.